Oh yes, you can actually change the resolution of your display and play Call of Duty Mobile in an entirely different fashion. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is ExxotikGaming, and thank you for clicking on this Call of Duty Mobile video. You clicked on this because you probably have lag issues with this game, and I understand that. So I found the best way to fix that once and for all by actually physically changing the resolution of your display so it takes up less processing power and makes the game run a lot smoother. You can see in the background, my game looks entirely different than the crisp, extreme graphics quality that my videos would normally be at. You can't normally change your graphics to look like this in Call of Duty Mobile, yet I did it anyways, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that in this video. I really hope this will help you guys. This is one of the only real ways to make your device run games like Call of Duty Mobile better. I would greatly appreciate it if you found something useful in this video to leave a like down below. Subscribe for more Call of Duty Mobile content, and with that being said, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, so here we are now on my Android device's home screen, and before we actually get into the installation part of this tutorial, showing you what programs you need to install on your computer to hook up your phone, get everything working and ready, you're going to need to enable one thing on your Android device. Listen close. If you're pretty good with your Android device's settings, you're going to need to find the build number. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go to your settings and search the word build. You should see where it's located on your phone right there. It's on System, About Phone. We're going to click on System, click on About Phone, and you should see right at the very bottom there, the build number button. Now it sounds weird, but all you need to do is tap the number 7 times. So just tap on that, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you can see, I have already done this, but for you, if you've never enabled your developer options, it's going to say you are 4 steps away from being a developer, 3, 2, 1, and then there you go. You're a developer. You can go back now, Advanced, and you'll see developer options. If you've never done this before and you didn't tap it 7 times, you will not see developer options there. But now you do. So you can click on that and you can scroll down and you can see USB Debugging right here. You're going to click USB Debugging and enable that. And now, once you've done that, you are finally ready to actually hook your phone up to your computer, install the programs that I'm going to show you all in just a second, and get this thing working. Okay guys, so here we are now on my Windows computer's home screen. Do you like my wallpaper? I'm very proud of that photo. I took it myself. Anyways, sorry, getting back to the video here, what you're going to do first is open up your preferred web browser of choice. I like Mozilla Firefox. It's a lot more secure than Google Chrome. Google takes all of your personal data, feeds it to a gigantic algorithm AI machine somewhere in the world, and then, 10 years down the line, things could go downhill. So if you don't want all your personal data taken away, you might want to use something like, Mozilla Firefox. Just a pro tip. That's completely irrelevant to this video here. You're first going to click the link that I provided down below in the description at the top. That's going to take you to win-rar.com/download. And if you've never heard of WinRAR before, I have no idea what rock you're living under. This is the single greatest program you can download to actually download other files from the internet. People upload files as zip files, and if you don't have an unzipping program, this is probably the best one out there. It's going to make things a lot easier because people can upload programs as a compressed version. You can decompress it with WinRAR, and it makes things a lot easier. So you're going to click on whatever version, English, whatever language you want. I'm going to click the 64-bit English version and then continue to download WinRAR. It'll finish in just a second. Save file, and then I'm going to click on that, install, go through the process of installing this onto my computer. Okay, and done. Now we have WinRAR installed on our computer, as you can see right there. We can go through all of our files, and it's going to basically unzip anything that is zipped. So, next up, you're going to click on the other link that I provided down below in the description, and that is going to take you to androidmtk.com/download. You see the link up there at the top. This is minimal ADB and fast boot. It's kind of a cool program. It can do a lot of things to your Android device that you wouldn't normally be able to do. It can manually change a lot of settings on your device, and you have to listen carefully to this tutorial or else you could actually very easily screw up your device if you're using this program the wrong way. So you're going to scroll down and you're going to download whatever is the latest version of this. It apparently is 1.4.3 for me. if you're watching this tutorial in 2021 or some really late time after this is uploaded, it's obviously not going to be 1.4.3. So keep that in mind. Download whatever is the latest one. Scroll down, click Start Now. Okay, and as you could see there, it's going to be using WinRAR to actually install this. It's going to make things a lot easier. It'll actually automatically open up with WinRAR, and from there, we can click Extract to the desktop, okay? And I actually already have it extracted to my desktop, so I'm just going to replace that, exit out of that, and now we have this right there on our desktop. Minimal ADB, it's going to be a folder just like that. You're going to click on minimal ADB fastboot.exe. Click on yes, click on next, 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 and then if you want to create a desktop icon, you can next and install. What we're going to do now is finish and launch this program, and as you can see right here, it is now running on our computer. So this is where you're going to need to plug in your device. Okay, guys, so I have my Android device now plugged into my computer. And if you do plug it in for the very first time, you're probably going to have some type of message that appears that says enable USB debugging or allow USB debugging. You're going to click OK. Just make sure that's allowed. After this point in time, as you can see, I also have a different window open, the resolution scale calculator. That's going to be the third link that I have down below underneath the minimal ADB and fastboot link. You're going to click on that. Should take you to this website right here by bneijt.nl. And this is very crucial because you're going to need to downscale to the proper resolution. You can't just type in any random number. You need to use the proper resolution scaling. So for the very first time, if you're all ready to go, you're plugged in, everything's set, you're going to type in ADB devices. Click enter. It should recognize your device, might come up as a bunch of numbers. It might say something like DAAEMON, unsuccessful, successful, something like that. And if it presents you with this next line, you're on the right track. Things are looking good. You're going to type in next, ADB shell, WM size, as you can see there. It's going to show the physical size of my device's home screen. This is the resolution of my device by default. 1440 by 2560, that is the highest it can possibly get. You cannot change your resolution to be anything higher than 1440 by 2560. Next thing you're going to type is ADB shell, WM density. This is going to look at the pixel density of your device. Mine is 480. If you're going to want to downscale to make your game run better, that's also going to need to get lower. If you're good, if you're ready, if you're all set, listen very carefully. This is what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to go over to the resolution scale calculator and type in 1440, 2560, or whatever it shows here on the very first line for you. You're going to click anywhere on the screen, and then it will give you a list of possible combinations that you can use to change your resolution to. Remember, as I said, you cannot go above 1440 by 2560. It doesn't make sense to change your device to 4608 by 8192. You can't, manually make your device a 4K device by doing this. This is the highest that it can go right here, okay? We need to make it lower. And if you want to still make the game run well, if you want to actually be able to see people at a distance and not make things too pixelated, you're probably going to want to hover around these right here. 720p is a very good setting. It's still good enough to where you wouldn't really see the pixels, but it is lower than a lot of devices, and in turn, of course, it's going to make it better. For the sake of this video, so we don't get a bunch of people that say, oh, you didn't even do anything, it's all fake, I'm going to make it very, very pixelated on an extreme level so you can actually see the change in real time on my Android screen, okay? This is obviously not ideal. You don't want to make it as low as 2288 to 512. Everything will be ridiculously pixelated as you saw in the intro of this video. So remember those numbers, 288, 512. You're going to click right there and you're going to do ADB shell, WM size, and you're going to type in the ratio. 288 by 512. Make sure the numbers are correct. Do not stray away from these numbers. If you do, you have a chance of screwing up your device. So make sure you use the numbers that show up right here. Enter. As you could see in real time, that's what happens to my Android device's screen when I do that. Now that doesn't look very good, right? if we just stick with the ADB shell WM size, that's going to screw things up a lot. So we also need to change the pixel density. We're going to type in ADB shell WM density. And as a rule of thumb, if you're going by, say this, for example, is about 1/5 of the quality of resolution as what it was originally, you're going to go to about 1/5 of the physical density. So I'm going to say right around 100, a little bit more than 1/5 of that 480. Clicked enter. As you can see, the Android screen is back to normal. It's very pixelated, don't get me wrong. Everything is very fuzzy, very blurry, and the wallpaper is actually screwed up, but it did lower the resolution, and as you can see, I mean, you can barely even see the actual Play Store, your settings, other stuff like that. It's very, very pixelated, very low resolution. It might look bad, but that is the key in order to make your games run better. So, I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm going to show you guys what Call of Duty Mobile looks like. But before I do that, if you're worried that this is a permanent thing, you don't have to worry. All you need to do is type in ADB shell, WM size, and then go back to the original physical size that showed in the above, okay? 1440 by 2560. Click enter, and then once again type in ADB shell, WM density, 480. Click enter, and my Android device is right back to what it was before. So you're not going to actually screw up your device permanently when doing this. This is just a temporary thing for when you're playing games like Call of Duty Mobile, and it's a really cool thing. So let's see what Call of Duty Mobile looks like when we're actually using these resolution settings. All right, guys, so we're finally now on Call of Duty Mobile. I'm going to show you kind of briefly for about a minute or two what it looks like after you change the resolution. As you can see, it looks very bad, and that is because I kind of went excessive there. 288 by 512 is obviously not the ideal resolution, and that's because it's actually very difficult to even see people at range when you're using this resolution. It's just super pixelated. The purpose of this video was to actually show that you can change a resolution, and if I put it down to 720p, I know there'd be some people that can't notice a difference, and they'd say, oh, you're lying about this whole thing, you can't change the resolution. So, for the purposes of that, I went a little bit overboard, and you guys can clearly see how different it actually looks. Now, one thing to note is after you join into matches, you'll notice your settings and your button controls might be very different. The sensitivity is going to be very low compared to normal. So you actually have to raise up your sensitivity with basically everything a ton in order to compensate for that. I have no idea why that's the case. If anybody knows, can they please let me know down below in the comments? That would be greatly appreciated. But other than that, there's just a couple of other minor problems with that. Sometimes when you're using the Predator missile, tap twice to boost. It takes just a little bit to get it going. But very minor things. The overall gameplay is just as it normally is. You're just using a lower resolution and in turn making your device run better. I mean, I've played for about 30 minutes getting used to these different settings after trying to tweak them a bit. And my device is not overheating at all. A lot of times it would normally overheat. I play on a Razer phone and those devices are known for overheating. And it's not at all, which is fantastic. So, yeah, that basically covers everything that I need to talk about. Try it out for yourself. This is one of the few methods that actually works. And if you guys followed the instructions, you should notice a significant change if you have a low-end device and you want to play Call of Duty Mobile without having any bit of lag. That's it. So I really hope you all did enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like if you did, and share this video around with a bunch of people so they get to know how to make this game run better. We all want to have a community that runs this game well, so share it around. It'll help people out a lot. Subscribe for more Call of Duty Mobile content, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode.